muffled by the wad of sock in her mouth. It broke Henry's heavy heart to see how hard she tried to communicate with her eyes. Hawk reached out and stroked Peggy's baby blonde hair, then patted her damp cheek. "We're going to open all your presents now, Mrs. J. Yours too, Mr. J," he said. "Then we'll decide if we're going to let you live." Chapter 2. Henry Jablonski's stomach heaved. He gagged against the thick wool of the sock, pulled against his restraints, smelled the sour odor of urine. Heat puddled under his clothes. Christ, he'd wet himself. But it didn't matter. The only thing that mattered was to get out alive. He couldn't move. He couldn't speak, but he could reason. What could he do? Jablonski looked around from his place on the floor, took in the fire poker only yards away. He fixed his vision on that poker. "Mrs. J," Pidge called out to Peggy, shaking a small turquoise box. "This is from Henry. A Peretti necklace, very nice. What? You have something to say?" Pidge went over to Peggy Jablonski and took the sock out of her mouth. "You don't really know Dougie, do you?" she said. "Dougie who?" Pidge laughed. "Don't hurt us." No, Mrs. J," Pidge said, stuffing the sock back into his captive's mouth. "No don'ts. This is our game, our rules." The kitten pounced into the heap of wrapping paper as the gifts were opened, the diamond earrings, the Hermes tie, and the Jensen salad tongs, Jablonski praying that they would just take the stuff and leave. Then he heard Pidge speak to Hawk, his voice more subdued than before, so that Jablonski had to strain to hear over the blood pounding in his ears. "Well, guilty or not guilty?" Pidge asked. Hawk's voice was thoughtful. "The Jays are living well, and if that's the best revenge—" "You're kidding me, dude. That's totally bogus." Pidge stepped over the pillowcase filled with the contents of the Jablonski safe. He spread the Bradbury book open on the lamp table with the span of his hand, then picked up a pen and carefully printed on the title page. Pidge read it back. "Sic erat infatis, man. It is fated. Get the Kit Kat and let's go." Hawk bent over, said, "Sorry, dude, Mrs. Dude." He took the sock out of Jablonski's mouth. "Say goodbye to Peggy." Henry Jablonski's mind scrambled. What was happening? And then he realized he could speak. He screamed, "Peggy!" as the Christmas tree bloomed with a bright yellow glare, went up in a great exhalation of flame. Vroom! Heat rose, and the skin of Henry Jablonski's cheeks dried like paper. Smoke unfurled in fat plumes and flattened against the ceiling before curling over and soaking up the light. "Don't leave us!" He saw the flames climbing the curtains, heard his dear love's muffled screams as the front door slammed shut. Part 1. Blue Moon, Chapter 3. We sat in a circle around the fire pit behind our rental cottage near the spectacular Point Reyes National Seashore, an hour north of San Francisco. "Lindsay, hold out your glass," Cindy said. I tasted the margarita, and it was good. Yuki stirred the oysters on the grill. My border collie, Martha, sighed, crossed her paws in front of her, and firelight made flickering patterns on our faces as the sun set over the Pacific. "It was one of my first cases in the ME's office," Claire was saying, "and so I was it. I was the one who had to climb up these rickety old ladders to the top of a hayloft with only a flashlight." Yuki coughed as the tequila went down her windpipe, gasped for breath.